time for another Chicago Bears Now mailbag. I'm Harrison Graham. We start with next Bears head coach. Is it you? Is this Ben Johnson? Pick one, Todd Monken, Joe Brady, or Brian Flores. So Todd Monken, experienced offensive coordinator at a bunch of different places, also coached at Southern Miss as a head coach, went from 1 win in year 1 to 9 wins in year 3, had a very difficult job. Joe Brady, who's been the Bills OC the last year and a half, working with Josh Allen. And then Brian Flores, who former Dolphins head coach, flamed out for a variety of reasons, is doing a great job with the Vikings defense. All these guys have pros and cons. I would probably lean Todd Monken right now. Offensive guy, has been a head coach at some level, and has worked with a lot of different quarterbacks and has kind of catered his offense to that player's strengths, which is what a really good play caller does. Pick a head coach. Out of these 3 guys, who would you most like to have? Type M for Todd Monken, B for Joe Brady, F for Brian Flores. What say you? M for Monken, B for Brady, F for Flores. All right, Super Chat coming in from Sitch Lover. Biggs reporting Warren and George are interviewing candidates without polls. After polls interviews them first. Who's deciding? What say you? Dallas, Bill Belichick. There was a report that Belichick was interested in Dallas before he took the UNC job, but didn't get the vibe that they would have been interested in him when he did some back channeling. Could Jerry try to convince him now? Who knows? But, yeah, I saw a couple tweets about this, the Brad Biggs thing. I might do a video on it, so if someone's watching this mailbag later, they might be like, you already talked about this, Harrison, but it feels a little strange. Ryan Poles, then he just goes away. Like, are those secret, like, conversations? Does Poles get access to those? Like, I just wonder, like, okay, Ryan Poles interviewed Ben Johnson. He walks away. Kevin Warren and so-and-so's there. George McCaskey. Does Ben Johnson go, hey, are you willing to get rid of that guy? Like, it's a weird vibe for sure, no question. Enixon, would you take Genty, trade down, or O-line? I don't know if there's an O-line worth the 10th pick, but maybe trade for a late first, take O-line, get more picks round 2 or 3. Out of those 3 scenarios, Genty would be the last one. Depending on how the process goes and how these offensive linemen are viewed at 10, I would either take an offensive lineman or I would trade down. I love Ashton Genty. I also love this running back class. I think you can get a stud later, and that is what I would do. I think you got to prioritize trenches here. So I'd either take an offensive lineman if there's one worthy of it, or I would trade down for more capital. Subscribe to the channel. We will continue to have daily updates on the Bears coaching search, interview or like candidates that are being discussed, rumors that are out there, everything coming your way. So hit that sub button and turn on notifications. All right, Grouchy, Mike Tomlin or Ben Johnson? I'd still probably go Tomlin, but it would depend. Now, I don't know. I keep like kind of double taking that one. I do just wonder if Johnson's the one guy that's worth the risk. I change my mind all the time. Like, Johnson's my clear number 1. It would depend on probably trade value for Tomlin. That's probably what it would come down to. Like, if you ask me Tomlin or McCarthy, like, I'd rather have Tomlin, but he's a defensive guy. McCarthy's an offensive guy, similar resumes. Tomlin's 9 years younger, so, you know, it's tough. Ben Johnson has been the guy I've wanted all along, and plus you'd probably have to trade for Tomlin. It would just depend on capital. Like, it would depend on how much it would cost. Hit Stick, any update on Ian Cunnigham and the Titans? Yeah, we just talked about it in our news segment on Monday. He's getting a second interview there. So if he gets that job, the Bears will get 2 third-round compensatory draft picks, 1 this year, 1 next year. Rappaport with the news on Monday. So that's where things sit with Ian Cunnigham in Tennessee. All right, today's show is sponsored by Fume. Check out Fume today, tryfume.com/chatsports. Are you looking for an alternative to vaping or smoking? The flavored air category is quickly becoming the leading alternative to just that. Fume is a whole new movement toward better habits. It is an award-winning flavored air device that draws flavor to your mouth, not your lungs. Fume's design is also about more than just flavor. It's an awesome fidget tool with magnets and clips that help calm anxiety. You'll love how Fume feels. Premium quality, sleek design, perfect for taking with you on the go. Best of all, it's not addictive, as Fume is nicotine-free, has no vapor, has non-toxic flavors such as crisp mint, black licorice, spearmint ice, and cinnamon hearts. Flavored air isn't like vaping. If vapor was compared to sticky soda, Fume cores are closer to herbal teas. Fume has already helped over 300,000 people build better habits. You should be one of them. Try Fume today, and if you order the Journey Pack right now, use my code CHATSPORTS, all one word, CHATSPORTS. You'll get a free Fume topper, an awesome accessory to level up your experience. Go to tryfume.com/chatsports or scan the QR code on screen. That link will be in the description and comments of this video. Check out Fume today. Okay, DC Viper, who are your top free agent players available? The Bears should sign for each position of need. Excuse me. I'm going to do a free agent targets. I've looked into some offensive linemen, so like Ronnie Stanley's out there at left tackle, Drew Dalman at center, Ryan Kelly as well. A couple of center options. Trey Smith is the big one at right guard, obviously. We'll take a deeper dive. I'm such full steam ahead on the coaching search, but stay tuned. That type of content's coming. Philip, what are the pros and cons of Mike McCarthy specific coaching traits? Pros, like specific coaching traits. Well, he's helped get a lot out of quarterbacks. He was the head coach and play caller of Dak Prescott when Dak had the best year of his career and almost won MVP. He got more out of Dak than Kellen Moore was, and Kellen Moore was getting a lot out of him. I think he deserves a decent amount of credit for Aaron Rodgers' development in Green Bay. It's hard to measure how much. Like, does the quarterback get more credit? Does the play caller, head coach? Obviously he's won a lot, 61% of his games. Like, what coaching trait can I point to? I'll say another one. I don't know if it's like a specific X's and O's thing. It's not, but like, I do think he's a good leader. Players in Dallas really respect him. Now, did it get wonky at the end in Green Bay? I'm not sure. Clearly, him and Rodgers weren't vibing anymore, but that feels more like a Rodgers problem. I mean, he's a unique guy. So I think there's a lot to like about Mike. He's been a head coach as the play caller. He's been one as not being the play caller. Like, he's done it both ways, so he's pretty adaptable in that sense. Also, he's brought in some pretty credible coaches over there. He brought in Dan Quinn as his defensive coordinator in Dallas, who got the Washington head coaching job and just won 12 games there. He brought back Mike Zimmer, which people laughed at. By the end of the season, that defense was rolling in Dallas, despite some injuries. Like, I think there's a lot to like here. There's a lot to like here with Mike McCarthy. How nervous are you at the Bears coaching search? 10 being extremely, just assume the worst because Bears. Or 1 being they're going to get it right. No nerves at all. Why be nervous? Their history would say that's why to be nervous. So hopefully they do it well this time. Christian, who would you rank higher, Joe Brady or Liam Coen? Also, please draft a kicker to compete with Santos. Yes, I know he got paid, but still. That one's really close because obviously Brady's worked with a better quarterback in Josh Allen, but what he's done getting the production out of their running game and pass plays to the running backs has been really impressive in Buffalo. Josh Allen's turnover rate is also much down since he's taken over. But Cohen, I mean, getting the production he got out of Baker Mayfield this year, his play designs, I think he's a better passing play designer than Joe Brady is. So, it's a pick your flavor situation, but he also got excellent run production from Bucky Irving and company down there. So, I'm a little more impressed by Cohen because he did it with a far less talented quarterback. Baker's talented, but Josh Allen's not even close. So I'd probably slightly lean Cohen, but the Bears don't seem interested. Christian, any interesting names as a new O-line coach? It'd be like throwing darts into a field of broken glass until you have the head coach. Like, there's no way to even know who they would bring in. So anyone not named Chris Morgan would be a good way to start. Timothy, I'm surprised Gruden hasn't been mentioned. I mean, you guys mentioned him a lot. I tried telling y'all, like, teams are not going to hire him. Now, Is Jerry going to be interested in Dallas? Like, he might be one of the few owners who would consider it. But I think his agents and reps leaked that story to Tom Pelissero, like, oh, Gruden's going to be a sneaky hot name in this cycle. Not a single team has interviewed him. So, whether that's a surprise or not, I'm not surprised by it. I just don't think he's viewed that highly. Because of what we saw from him as a coach last time, which wasn't very good with the Raiders, and B, the baggage he brings for a lot of teams is a non-starter. So I think that's just the reality of his situation. Appreciate all the questions. You can find me on social media and ask me more on Twitter at HGramNFL. Same handle on Instagram at HGramNFL. Always down to chop up ball with you guys, so hit me up over there. Also appreciate Fume. Thank them so much for sponsoring today's video. Scan that QR code on screen right now and use code CHATSPORTS, all one word, to get your free Fume topper when you order your Journey pack today.